What's up, YouTube? It's John here, and we are back. NFL season is officially here. Let's go. It's been way too long, but yeah, Eagles versus Cowboys prediction, and I guess I'll just start off with the Eagles. They, sadly won the Super Bowl last year, and they completely dominated the Chiefs. Made Mahomes look like nothing, which is, very impressive. And yeah, just the second team to beat him in the Super Bowl. And I think the third team to beat him in the playoffs. He's only lost to Brady and Burrow. So, but anyways, yeah. Yeah, so the Eagles, they did great last year, but obviously this offseason for them hasn't gone to plan. They've lost several key pieces. I can show you the list, but yeah, losing a star lineman like Mekhi Becton, that's obviously gonna hurt. And then key defensive guys like Milton Williams, Josh Sweat, very, very good guys on the D-line. Then you lost secondary guys like Darius Slay, CJ Gardner, Isaiah Rodgers, even, a guy like Oren Burks who the Bengals signed. So they've lost a lot of key guys. And the question is now, like, are they good enough to repeat? Obviously they're still going to be contenders and all that, but they definitely lost quite a bit. And then looking at the Cowboys, they just traded away their best player, Micah Parsons, which makes no sense. I don't know what their cap situation is, but that's the last thing you want to do, to contend, right? It's like confusing. Like, are they trying to rebuild? Or are they trying to, contend? Because they traded for Pickens earlier, and, that would have, put them up the next step to potentially be in that contention conversation. But yeah, I don't know. But yeah, they got Pickens, and they haven't done too much else in free agency, but that alone already takes their offense to the next level now. They have one of the best, wide receiver duos in the league. And they'll probably have one of the best offenses in the league, as long as Dak can stay healthy. So, when I look at this game, I don't have to think too hard, right? It's a rivalry. And, a lot of people don't know this, but Dak has, owned the Eagles, mostly all of his career. Has a winning record against them, 9-4, and he has a winning record against Jalen Hurts as well, 2-1 against him. He's outplayed Hurts every time they've played, even the game he lost. And yeah, I think that's something to look at, because a lot of people on the surface probably think, oh, the Eagles, they've been dominating the Cowboys, they've been dominating everybody, right? But in reality, the Eagles, they can dominate Cooper Rush. That's one thing, but they're not dominating Dak. I'm sorry, they've never been able to do that. So the Cowboys historically, own the Eagles, if anything. But yeah, I think this is gonna be a lot closer than people think it is. I think that Dak, he's going to be looking at the Eagles secondary like barbecue chicken now, with his two, elite receivers. And I think he's going to, have fun, to say the least, coming back from injury. So, yeah, I'm predicting that the Cowboys shock the world and, pull off the upset. I think it's going to be a shootout. And, Jalen Hurts and shootout, that doesn't go well. Jalen Hurts and shootout in the same sentence. He needs his defense to kind of carry him, and he needs Saquon to kind of set the pace. And I feel like he's gonna have to become the hero to try to keep up. And I see a turnover. I see a fumble or interception or something, and I think it's going to cost them. I think the Cowboys are going to capitalize and win this game. And score prediction, I'm going to say it's 34-27 Cowboys. So, yeah, let me know what you guys think, though, in the comments. And make sure to leave a like, subscribe, and until next time, peace.
I go to war with your nigga, I got shooters. If you need to get it back.